Hello everyone and welcome back to finally some other stream that I do. Yes, I've been gone for quite a long time and I'm sorry for that, but I was busy doing other stuff. Or rather, I was actually just playing without recording for quite a long time. Tried out some other games and yeah, just stuff that is fun to play but not fun to watch. I don't want to just put something out where everyone's like, okay, I don't care. So, yeah. Also, I've been thinking about a new name for my channel, because the current name is still sort of like a, I don't know what I should name it, let's just settle for that. So if you have any better name, yeah, I'm open for suggestions. So, like I promised, quite a while ago to be honest, I am playing some more Dauntless. And yes, I did play a lot of Dauntless since I made the first video on May, I think? And now it's August, so yeah, a lot happened. The game got released on PS4 on the May 25th. And, well, it was pretty much the only problem that too many people were playing it. So that's why all the problems were. Since then, the game got a major overhaul with a lot more enemies, a lot more stuff. You see what is there, just so much stuff to do. They added trials recently, so a lot has happened. And also it doesn't have the problems with the server anymore, because there was just way too many people at day one trying to play it. So that's why it failed. Okay, I need to farm some stuff, and yeah, I'm just gonna do that. Also, I'm gonna explain a little bit on the side how stuff works. So, let's do neutral patrol first. Also, if you have any good cutting software or editing software that is free, please tell me. I don't know. I actually want to get started with editing videos, because I see myself that just a 3-hour live stream is sorta annoying when most of the time it's just waiting. Okay, I just started a party so I don't ramble into the game chat here. Okay, yeah, I got used to playing axe. And also hammer. That's why my axe is pretty high. My hammer, also, I don't use sword. I don't use chain blades. Sometimes I use spear, and I don't play repeaters anymore. I know they're good, but just nah. I don't like playing with it. Some of the stuff that you will see right here is just too much. Just go with it. I'll just start a hunt and explain everything as I go. And now we just wait for the teammate to ready up. I think the first thing that I should explain is how to play with certain weapons. Starting with right now the hammer, because The hammer's really good against Shrike. Also my awesome animation where I just face plant. Okay, hammer is a pretty heavy weapon if I just equip it. So I have my standard swings that look different when I stand still right here. It's the around swing, and if I move it's more of a directional forward swing, and if I start moving mid combo it has this nice uppercuts that do a lot of damage, and they're just pretty good to use. So that's your basic stuff. Also, you can shoot. You can hold the button to charge multiple shots into your chamber, and then release them into a strong shot. The more you load, the more damage it does. And if you press R1, you reload. So if I just shoot one bullet and then press R1 and press it again in the white bar that you see in the top left, then it's a timed reload, it just goes faster. Okay. Then it's pretty much that. Some other stuff that you can do is after a full combo, you can press triangle to do a Aether Slam. Does a load of damage, and that was a miss. And when you hit the behemoth with, you gain empowered ammunition. It just makes your ammo glow, does more damage, just pretty much better everything. And then if you pull out your weapon, you're running and you press triangle, you don't shoot forward but instead shoot behind you and kind of fly with it like with a broomstick. Also, the shot is mainly for interrupting enemy attacks. What that means is pretty easy, and I can show it on this boss. If I can actually get to that point. Let's just hit a Aether Slam first. Good. Ah, that was a fail. Also, while you're still starting up your swing, you can press triangle mid-swing and empower your swing. Pretty much just does more damage. Okay, let's... Okay, I don't know why that didn't work. I don't know why that didn't work either. Weird. You have invincibility frames. That's basically what this game is about. It's sort of like a Dark Souls with Monster Hunter combined. But less punishing. So if you mess up, you take a bit of damage, and the better your armor is, the less damage you actually take. I didn't hit with the Aether Slam, so now I used up my ammo. Yeah, and he's gone. At around 5 minutes, the enemy relocates and just goes to new spot, and you have to search him again. Some behemoths, like this one, just fly away, some dig through the ground. If he flies away, you can just follow him by looking where he flies to. If he digs on the ground, it's a little bit more difficult, but also while charging up your shot, you can just roll out of it to not shoot, so you don't use up the ammo. If you're like, okay, he doesn't do the attack that I thought he would do, so let's just cancel out of it. Also, when the behemoth is glowing red like this, why do you not do the attack? When you're trying to show off something, then it doesn't work. Of course. Always when you're trying to show off something. But basically what should happen is, while the behemoth is gliding like this, you can shoot him, and if you hit him with a shot, he is supposed to get interrupted and just fall to the ground. Pretty self-explanatory once you see it, so hi. Welcome to the stream. Okay, let's see, can I interrupt him? Nope, I cannot. You may see that beside my health bar I have different buffs and stuff. Just go with it. Don't worry about it. It's buffs from my armor, buffs from upgrades for my armor that I have. Pretty advanced stuff. I'll explain it too. So that's basically how hammer works. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but still slow on the swings.
How long do you play Dauntless?
I think since it got released on PS4, like May. I mean, I did take a break for a little bit, so in total I played for like a month. But I got pretty far in that time that I played. It's pretty straightforward with the progression. You have your quests, which mostly say, okay, you just unlocked a new monster. Like the first major one is, I think, Drask. So you go to your pursuit screen, select it in the new register, which most of the time has an exclamation point there. Yes. Hold on. Yes, you can join me. Hold on. What is your Epic Game display name? Because I don't see it in my friends right here.
Killer Rhino X.
Is that your Epic account? So it's the same as, okay, killer_rhino.
Oh, wait a bit.
Yep, failed to send friend request. Your Dauntless account might be running over some other name. If you have an Epic account that you have linked it with, for example, my name is Steel Miner, and oh, I could just mute myself. Genius. So it's a different name here than on your Epic Games account. So you need the Epic Games display name. Or just the name of your Epic account, it's the same.
Show me your name please too.
I can type it in here so that you can add me. That is my Epic account, which I think is the way that you're gonna find me in here. So if you type that name in the add friends, you're gonna find me. Yes, I cannot send a friend request to myself. That won't work. Oh, yeah.
Okay, I will add you.
Okay. Hold on, let me just do something. Probably gonna blue screen the thing, but nope, I don't wanna remove him. This. Ugh. Yeah, let's just do it with Epic Friends. That should work. I invited you to my squad. Okay, you're here. Okay. I'm really sorry for the blue screens, but I just had to do something. Background. Okay.
What do you want to kill?
Just some normal lesser monsters. I'll start what I need. Okay. Generally, I would recommend everyone to try out axes for the start, because in my opinion swords, yes, swords can do great, but in general swords are weaker, and I will show why. Okay, here I'm gonna try to explain this screen as I can. Okay, so here you have your axe, the Stalker's Mercy. It says the upgrade level, which is plus 14, and it says the power, which is for 540. The plus 80 is
I like the spears.
Nice. The plus 80 is the elemental bonus when you fight against the right enemy. I'll get to that, but just know, as long as your weapon is strong enough, it doesn't matter. You can even take something that's weak against something and it will still do okay. Okay, and then below 540 it will say plus 3 frenzy. Pretty much every weapon has a buff, like a cell buff that you get for it. For this weapon it's Wild Frenzy, which means when you're low on health, you're gonna have more attack speed. Also, this weapon has a unique effect, which I can best show on the weaponsmith. Let's go to Axes and the Riftstalker axe. Here it says, Wild Frenzy when under 30% health, gain plus 12% attack speed. Pretty good to have, but not necessarily important. And it has the unique effect, on chance after dealing damage, generate shadow orbs that grant plus 2.5% damage for 5 seconds. Per orb, by the way. At plus 5 orbs, the bonus doubles. So, let's just say you're in a battle and you hit an enemy for a certain amount of damage. Let's say 1000 damage. Then, out of experience, the game will generate around 45 orbs for you. At 4 orbs, you will have 4 times the 2.5% damage for 5 seconds. So your next attack after that is gonna deal more damage. And also generate shadow orbs, which increase the hit after that. Sure, it doesn't go for too many hits because it's only 5 seconds, so it decays really fast. But it's useful. If you have 5 orbs, then instead of getting 2.5% damage for 5 seconds, you gain 5% damage.
I don't play it for a long time, so I am pretty weak.
Yes. So it's pretty much the best axe in the game. Just saying. Because this mechanic is much like the axe has really high burst damage, so you generate a lot of orbs, which increase the damage even further, and then you just have a constant 25% damage boost for the second hit always, and you just do a whole lot of damage. But for the start, just go with Ganache weapons. They should do good for until you unlock something else. So Ganache stuff on every category, just go with Ganache stuff. It does the job. It has Rage Hunter, so if the enemy is glowing red like the bird before, you deal more damage. And yeah, that's pretty much it. After the Ganache axe, you can go with whatever other axe you want. There's a lot of axes. As you unlock new behemoth, you will be able to craft them. Like here, this is pretty much the last axe that you can craft. Yeah. Okay, so as you craft new axes, you will get mastery, which is pretty much just a summary of how skilled you are with certain stuff. And it enables you to level up your axes more. Pretty straightforward. You show your skill with a weapon by doing stuff aligned with it. For axes, it's breaking parts and other stuff like that. And then you can upgrade your weapons further. So far, pretty easy stuff. Then on the axe you have other stuff. The special, which is your on PS4 your R1 button, which either throws your axe and it's spinning as it flies away from you and back to you. And if you press the button again, you can recall it as the axe is flying and just slam. Does pretty okay damage, not good damage, but okay damage if you hit the slam. And yeah, then you have your other special, which is the one I would recommend to always use, because this is just glorious. This thing. There's a better version, but don't worry about it. And then you have your mod, which you also unlock as you craft new axes, level up your axe, and do certain stuff which contributes to your axe mastery. So you unlock those things. Overcharged cylinder is the last thing that you unlock, and I'll explain what it does in battle. Lightweight haft, I don't know if that's a typo or what it is, but increases the movement speed while charging horizontal attacks, and movement speed is increased and doesn't cost stamina to maintain. Don't use that. It may sound good, but it's not. Volatile axe cord, charging attack deals AoE damage to nearby enemies at each charge level. I'll explain what that means in battle, but I will still use this. I'll explain what it does. Then you have your cells. Cells is a basic it's a pretty advanced thing in the game, which enables you to get certain buffs to yourself, on your armor, on your weapon, for whatever you do. Some cells increase your damage, just straightforward. Some cells are like the ones that I use. Under a certain amount of health, you deal more damage. Under certain health, you that. Or just general stuff. Or more crit chance. Or just useful stuff overall. Some stuff comes from the weapon itself, like you see what Frenzy, that's a cell buff. Cunning, that's a cell buff that I put on myself. And Energize, it's a cell buff that I put on myself. You always have those slots, like here. This, I don't know how to describe this, it's a technique cell. Just this symbol means technique cell. Which is always something active. You have to do something for it to trigger. Then you have utility cells, which most of the time passive, but always supporting you. Either attack speed, or more lantern charge, or healing, or something like that. Or reviving your teammates. And you have different slots for those cells in your different pieces of armor. Like for example, the Gnasher armor, if I take that as an example, has pretty much all the cell slots that you need. If I just switch back over to it. Also, I recommend get this armor first, because it's one, dirt cheap to upgrade and build, and two, it has some really useful buffs. And it has the right cell slots. It's always good to have 2 defense, 2 power cells, the fist means power, And you can put, for example, your Iceborne or your 9 lives on, or generally whatever you have. Putting something on is better than nothing. And your 2 power for like Sharpened, Knockout King, general stuff. But since I'm more advanced, I have different equipment, legendary equipment like the helmet that I have. Pretty late game, but I won't go too much into it just yet. Just know it's strong. And after you have a full Gnash armor, you just upgrade it as you go, as you have neutral orbs, stuff that you need for upgrading. And yeah, you're pretty much set with that. It's really good armor, just go with it for as long as you can and until you want a new armor. Then you have your lantern, which is, you always have a lantern. I mean, you start with this lantern, the recruit lantern. Also note that you cannot put a cell in the recruit lantern, but it's pretty good. It's just, once you tap it, you get a small shield, 50 hit point shield, and hold ability allows you to track behemoth. Really useful when you when you're getting started, because finding the behemoth at first can be quite challenging. Okay, so then you're set, you know what everything does, and then I'll explain how to play Axe. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward, and it doesn't take that much effort to know or learn how to play it. I'm just gonna start. I think Skarn, because he doesn't move that much. I may get hit because stupid, but yeah, don't worry about it. Skarn is pretty much the most passive behemoth that you have. You'll see what I mean. I know that's a lot of information right now, so just, if you don't understand something, just write it in the comments, or I don't know, write me somehow and just ask. Okay, when you're in a hunt, you see the enemy that you fight, the threat level, and the elemental type. That's the important thing. The element means you have different elements on your weapons. If I go back here to this screen, and then you see there's weird purple element, which is darkness, ice, fire.
I took the wrong stuff.
Doesn't matter. Does not matter. You have fire, you have light, you have also terra, you have lightning, and other elements. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Fire, ice, terra, lightning, and light and darkness. And you always see shock weapons are good against terra behemoth. Terra armor is good against terra behemoth, and shock armor is bad against the terra behemoth. It's basically like, for attacking you need to have the different element, and for defending you need the same. Pretty straightforward. Below it you see current loadout and recommended, the weapon power that you have on your armor, and the weapon power that you need. For this one you only need 100. It's not that difficult because it's an early boss. And pretty much you can have whatever element you want as long as you meet the requirement, the weapon power and load and armor power. You're pretty much good. You don't need to be like, okay, well, my armor is the wrong element, but 500 over. Is it still gonna hurt? No. It's just a helper to reach the requirement easier. Okay. Then, once you're in a battle, I'll explain how to play axe. First of all, you have your square combo, which is also the endless combo. When you just spam square, you can swing until your stamina runs out. And then you have your triangle combo. And you can interchange them. For example, I can go square, square, triangle, triangle. The thing that you normally use for doing damage. So basically, you never really start with the triangle thing, and you never really end with the endless combo, the square finisher, because it's good when the boss is staggered, but generally does really low damage. So just always go with the square, square, triangle, triangle combo. Then what else you can do? You can charge the first attack of each part. Like here, you can charge that. You can also charge this part where you do the salto. And notice how my body was glowing orange whenever I released it at the right moment. It's basically like tick, 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 let go. Tick, 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 let go. You'll get the rhythm eventually, just don't worry about it. You'll get it eventually. And also, in the hunt you will come across these flowers. Just collect them, you'll know what they do eventually. I'm just gonna say they're used for potions. If you don't know what potions are, just play the quest. The quest pretty much explains everything that the game has. So now, without too much waiting, you should search for the behemoth. And in the case of Skarn, he hides in the ground, but you always see this big ass aether well, and yeah, that shows you where it is. So then you just do your attacks, and if you see that the boss is trying to attack you, like charging up a swing, the Skarn has the easiest telling of when he will do a attack. Yeah. Also, you may have noticed how with every swing that I do, my bar at the top left keeps increasing. If I do charged attacks or perfectly charged attacks, then I will get more of the blue bar than if I just do no. I flared for you. If you hit perfect charges on the on your attacks, then you will generate more meter. Okay, this attack, when stuff starts flowing, I can just throw my axe at it to interrupt him. Others need to, the hammer needs to shoot the barrage at it. Pretty dangerous because you need to be fairly close. I can just stay a good distance away from it and just attack from there. Okay, and just by attacking and sometimes charging a little bit, my meter keeps filling up, and once it's full, you just do your R1 attack, and yeah, I need to hit him with the first part of, I just need to hit him with the throw itself. For example, with the other special, you need to hit him with the final swing. Like the recall, that needs to hit him for your meter to increase. When he's standing like that, you will eventually see those, I don't know how you call them, I heard someone call them sun rays, on his head. That means this attack can be booped. I know it sounds weird, but the community calls it booping when you interrupt a behemoth's attacks. Also, when you're glowing orange, attacks cannot stagger you. They can still do damage, you're just not getting knocked around. Okay, my bar is full again, so now I just throw my axe at him again. And you will notice how my axe does a lot of damage, like 3000 right there. And okay, now he's going rage. When he's going rage, you should always stay close. Just get right up close, so he does this attack, and when the plates start shaking, you just dodge that. And dodge it again, and counter with a throw. Also, if you stand where the axe is gonna land, you have a marker where the axe is probably gonna land. If you stand there, you get more of that meter just for catching it again. Your meter is basically sort of like a badass meter, and you just get it for hitting charge attacks, perfectly charged attacks, stuff like that. Okay, then then he relocates in the middle of the battle. So my damage kept increasing, and here's why. First of all, the orbs. You've always seen orbs around me just hanging around, sometimes glowing or burning, and that means my damage for the next attack, or for 5 seconds, is increased. Also, my meter. You notice how my meter is at 4. That's called...
How do you do these attacks?
These attacks. What do you mean by these attacks? The throws? I know stream delay is annoying.
The heavy attack that you load.
Oh, you just hold down the button. Or what? Heavy attack? You mean with the axe or with the spear? Because that sounds pretty much like spear that you're talking about. Also, you see how
No,
my...
you with the axe.
I just hold down the button. Okay. You see how my meter was like the shiny bar around the blue bar was almost gone? Yeah, that's basically how much time you have until you need to get another increase of your determination or another number up, or to just fill your bar again and get the R1 hit. If you don't get it in time, your bar just disappears. Oh, sorry, I always forget to flare you. Sorry. Ouch. Okay. Also, that was the kill. I still got a stagger off after he's dead. Okay, game, that's a little weird. Okay, now at the end screen you see what loot you got on this side and also what progression on the right side. Like for example, Behemoth Mastery is increased by staggering, wounding, breaking parts off of a behemoth, or generally doing damage. Or just killing him. Like the XP at the top is generally all actions that you do. Wounding, breaking, staggering, killing, everything gives you XP that goes there. Then you have Axe Mastery, which is, like I said, your general all-round how good you are or how advanced you are with axes. Prestige XP
Is
normally.
the axe good?
Yes, the axe is really good. I would recommend it for everyone as you start out. Just dump the sword, get good with the axe, rush through the game, and then try to get good with other weapons, because the axe is going to get you through the entire game. Okay. At the start, under Axe Mastery, you see Prestige XP. And it won't say that for you, because my axe is at a certain level where it says Prestige XP. For you it will be just normal XP, then the name of the axe, and a bar. Hunt 300 behemoth with any axe, break 500 behemoth parts with any axe, deal 40 million damage to behemoth with any axe. For you it will say less, because I already done a whole bunch of damage. And deal 5 million damage with Umbral Axe. That's the axe type that I have. Just general stuff that you do as you use the weapon, like you should be. Breaking parts with an axe, staggering with an axe, wounding with a spear, stuff like that. And as you do that, or just generally kill behemoth with that axe, you will advance each mastery. Sure, you cannot advance pistol mastery if you don't use pistols, so that's kind of sad, but yeah, just use the weapon, try to get good with it, and your mastery will increase. But for the start, I would very much recommend axe, because I was trying around with spear at the start of the game, which, yes, was good, but spear is kind of complicated, and you really need to know the pattern of the boss. And yes, I will probably say pattern a lot when I talk about behemoth attacks, because it just, every behemoth follows a specific pattern. You don't know what attack comes next, but you see what attack he's gonna throw at you depending on how he moves. Like for example the Skarn right now. He places his rock armor to the right side. This means he's gonna slide to the right side. He makes rocks float around you. That means he's gonna do the spin attacks, try to pull you in, and you can throw your axe at him and interrupt him. He stands for a longer time on his back legs. That means he's gonna try to slam down on you. So just attack his belly, and if you see him coming down, just dodge. It's okay. Or other stuff. It's pretty much the only bosses that don't have that are electric bosses. That's also why they're so annoying. They just, without any telling, charge at you. So I don't like them. Yeah, I don't like them. Okay, Rhino. Try to craft yourself a axe, or just equip an axe. Doesn't matter which one it is, as long as it's an axe. Oh, the Shrike axe. Good enough. Okay. And with that, you probably have the Flight of Ruin equipped. Probably. If you look in your mastery, when you have only the Flight of Ruin, you look in your mastery, and then you just press square. Then you go to axes, which you will probably be at least that far just as you use the axe for the first time. So as you level up your axe mastery by generally crafting all the axes that you can afford, you level up, and at axe mastery 8 you unlock the Grim Onslaught, the thing that I use. So try to get that and use that.
Only the first on.
Yes, I know. Just try to get to axe mastery 8 and you'll get it. Okay, if you have more questions about how to use axe or how to use any weapon, if you press from the screen, you press options and go to move list, it'll say what attacks you can do.
Okay, and what do I have to do?
Like I say, to get axe mastery up, you just craft all the axes that you can afford and do general axe
Get
stuff.
level 3.
Just play with axe, craft new axes, upgrade your axe, just generally play with the weapon and upgrade it. I don't think axe mastery 8 will take too long. You just play with it for a while, unlock some behemoth, craft their axe weapon. For every behemoth you have each weapon type, except for pistol is a little bit different. But let's say you kill Skarn, which means you can craft a Skarn sword, Skarn hammer, Skarn axe, chain blades, spear, just all Skarn. And then you get a notification in the bottom of your screen, like when I crafted the other axe before. Axe mastery, craft, axe name, this and that. And that already gives you axe mastery. So just craft all the axes that you can and play with axes. So I'm just gonna start Drask. Okay, again, if you look in here in the move list, it'll say a basic rundown, and just
I am now level 2.
nice. And yeah, it says a lot if you just read through it, but you won't really understand what it means unless you play with it. Okay. You have your square attack, like I said before, the vertical attacks and the horizontal attacks. And it'll also say the combos that you have, like the square combo, the triangle combo. It doesn't say, okay, it does say the crossovers, like square square, triangle triangle. And it also says the Flight of Ruin. Throws your axe a great distance, dealing damage to behemoths before returning. Movement speed is increased while the axe is thrown. I can just open this back up once I'm in a match. Doesn't matter. Also, the load times and lag in game was reduced by a lot, so it's way better to play. So let's open it back up. And it also say incurs a cooldown when used. Then Flight of Ruin Recall instantly recalls the axe into a powerful overhead slam. Increases meter. If at full meter, deals bonus damage and stacks determination, increasing all damage done. That's basically when your bar is shiny and glowing at the top, then you can use your R1 or R1 recall to increase the number at the top. The thing that I sometimes call stacks, the game calls it determination. And also an important thing that I didn't know for a long time, if at full meter deals bonus damage. So for example, the game says your axe throw, the axe throw Grim Onslaught, does 800 damage. But if my bar is full, it doesn't just deal 800 damage, it deals something like double the damage almost. I don't know if it's multiplicative or just generally a bigger base number. I don't know. I still need to test a lot of that stuff to know exactly what stuff does. I was testing a lot of stuff, but I'm getting there. And it's simply just when your bar is full, your R1 finisher or the axe throw deals a lot more damage, and with that you can get to some serious damage numbers. For example, I got to 11k damage. That was my highest damage number that I got. Also, you'll notice how after I dodge through an attack, I deal more damage, like a lot more damage. That's because I have a sharpened cell. Sharpened in general is a pretty basic cell, pretty straightforward, adds up to 30% damage to your part damage to all your attacks. And if you successfully dodge through an enemy attack, it will deal plus 100% part damage. Also, while you're charging, you can dodge to cancel it, but sometimes it just doesn't work. Don't worry about what I just used, it's the lantern. Okay, you see how my bar is full. So if I now try to get my other buff, this here, for dodging through an attack, and then throw at him, I deal way more damage. Sometimes the damage is fluctuating a little bit, don't worry about it. Don't waste all your grenades. You need them for later mission. At the start you will get grenades, just don't waste them directly. Okay, if you deal enough part damage or orange numbers, you will cut off a part or at least sever it. The axe is really good at doing that, really good at breaking behemoth parts. That's what it's for. When you deal grey numbers, that means this part has already been cut off and you cannot do any more part damage to it, so you just do normal damage, which takes from the behemoth health. Like you see, it's dead. That was probably a lot of confusion right there. Okay, so just to keep it simple, make sure when your bar is full to throw your axe. That increases the determination, and just repeat that. Fill your bar, throw axe. Simple stuff. And sometimes it's more important to focus on dodging than to finish your full combo. There are only few weapons that can finish a full combo before the enemy attacks So yeah, just focus on dodging more than finishing your combo. Right here you see sharpened cell. It took me quite a long time to collect those two +3 sharpened cells to get the +6 sharpened on this side. The left side is basically where you put it in and a basic rundown, percent increase to part damage, and the right side is what it exactly does. The percentages and the direct amounts. Just experiment with stuff, try to put cells in, read what they do, and
Now I am level 3.
nice. You level up really fast. Just don't worry about the levels too much. Just play the game, and on the side you will see your advancements and you unlocking new stuff. And here you also see plus 30% part damage at highest level. And after dodging through an attack, your next attack deals plus 100% part damage. It's only part damage, so if you don't hit a part, you don't get that damage bonus. It's pretty good for the start, but later on, no longer useful. But I'm explaining for beginners, so pretty much put anything on that you can and read through it. If it
What
sounds
does
this thing, where even are you? Oh, I see you. What thing? This thing?
This what you get from level 3.
What are you talking about? What level 3? Slayer Mastery 3? Behemoth Mastery 3? Axe Mastery 3? Oh, Bronze Slayer Core. Probably you're talking about that.
Axe.
Oh, Axe. Oh, yeah, that's a Bronze Offense Core. Cores are basically the game's quote-unquote, I don't want to call it loot boxes, but it's basically cases that you can open at this machine. You have quite a few of these machines here. It's called the core breaker, so if you have a core, it'll be inserted here. You can open it, see what's inside, and just get more cells. That's where you get cells from, and also from hunting behemoth. Interesting. Okay, let's move on. Rhino, I'm going to make you party leader, and you have quests, so you just start the quest. Start the behemoth that you need to do for quests. Because the best explanation is the stuff that you need to do at the start. Rhino, don't worry about this part too much. It's very, very end game, like the latest part that you have in the game. Okay, Blaze Patrol. Good. So, in the previous screen, you had Pursuits. That's the first thing that you start with. Once you get far enough, you will unlock Patrols. Patrols are just elemental-based pursuits. Like, for example, you will hunt a behemoth that is a certain element. Like here. Later on you will get different stuff, don't worry about it. And also you have patrol bonus rewards, those closed chests. They will just straight up give you more orbs or more rewards for your current patrol. So for example, you get 10 blaze orbs in this case for doing the blaze patrol, but when you have a chest, you will get double. Okay, right here, I'm not going to use my axe, but instead I'm going to use my hammer, just to mix things up. Because on Ember main, the hammer is good, or at least I think it's good. And you'll notice I have a fire hammer against the fire behemoth. How is that going to work? My hammer has a power of 500. So even if it says plus 80, that also means minus 80. So if I use this hammer against the fire behemoth, I'm going to have 420 power. If I use it against the ice behemoth, I will have 580. So always 80 above or 80 below. Even if I take the hit of 80 power, I still have way more power than this behemoth. Way more. So I can use whatever weapon as long as I reach that power, it's fine. Someone left the matchmaking, that's why we're all ready but still waiting. Because someone left the hunt. Also, when you see the behemoth, you should always throw a flare. I'm a really bad example. Okay, like I say, with the shot of the hammer, you can interrupt behemoth attacks. Also, the more bullets you charge into the hammer, the more range you will have. So for example, one shot doesn't reach nearly anywhere as far as 4 shots. And just like that, as long as you can see when he's gonna charge at you, you can always just interrupt him. Ah, shit. I wasn't reloaded yet. If he's not attacking me or somewhere near me, I cannot really boop him that well. You should move in front of him. Like, not move in front of him. That's what I mean. Also, stop wasting your grenades. You need them later. If you can reliably interrupt this guy, then yeah, it's pretty good. Always be careful when he goes into rage, because he's gonna do more damage and it's just generally more difficult and more dangerous. Just like that, by taking the hammer, you made this boss pretty easy. And that was not long enough range. And he ran away. But you can still see him, or see the dust trail that he leaves, and you can kind of follow the dust trail. Okay, when a behemoth is knocked down like that, then you can do your square endless combo. Okay, so now the behemoth is 1 aether charge, which you see because he is in fire, or generally surrounded by his own element in one way or another. And also he's glowing red. Okay, that was miss. Okay, that was weird. Rhino, I said do not start with a triangle charge. You never start with the charged triangle. And you almost never end with the charged square. So always start with square and end with triangle. Hold on. I'm gonna res you. Don't worry. For example, now I got one endurance cell and one molten cell. Endurance is basically just more stamina. Molten is a technique cell, which means it's active. So when you hit a behemoth, he drops every, I think, 30 seconds a little blue pickup. If you pick that up, you have more movement speed and also more attack speed and immunity to fire, so you cannot burn, which is pretty useful for fire bosses. Okay. Have fun.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, sometimes if you open your menu it doesn't quite load and you just wait a little bit. But for pretty much any other behemoth except for like a few, like just a handful of bosses, the axe is way better than the hammer. The hammer is just good for interrupting. So, okay, did I forget anything about axe, hammer? Oh, yeah. Nah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, pretty much any weapon has a different special. I think 3 specials and 3 or 4 mods. Mods don't really have that much effect on how your weapon works. Specials, a lot. Like, they can massively change how to play with a weapon. I think I'm just gonna do some hunts at the end. Yeah. Something that I like doing, because I don't really have to do pretty much anything except for this patrol, which is like really hard even for me. So I just pop into difficult patrols like shock patrol or terror patrol, because you have one enemy that can be really annoying, just to help other people. So if you have trouble, always set it to public. There's a chance that you get someone competent, but there's also a chance that you get someone that also needs help. So don't be angry if you rely on getting help, so you set it to public and don't get help. It's a chance. There are enough people that do this stuff even when they're high level because they need low level stuff and or just want to help new players. So yeah, you can always try, and if you don't make it, just try again. Yeah, Terror Patrol is pretty much you have to get lucky and get Skarn, which is just easy to kill, or you get Karabakh. And well, Karabakh isn't so easy. You can interrupt him with the hammer, but I don't know, should I go for it? On some bosses it's worth going for hammer just to be able to interrupt him easily. On this one it's he has one attack that you can interrupt, which you will see with the, it's sort of like Spidey senses, but on him you can see like little Spidey senses around his head rather than your own. So easy when he's doing a attack that he can interrupt. This boss can be really hard if your team doesn't know what it's doing. Also pretty basic rule, if you die more than 5 times, or if you die 5 times, then you should really stay back. Because there's a mechanic in the game called danger. It's something that you see in the bottom right. And the more danger you have, the more damage your team takes. Also, revives are disabled, so it's pretty much you either finish what you're doing now or it's over. And yes, this boss has one hit attack. If you get hit by it, you're dead. Or pretty much directly. This attack. You may have seen the little thing above the enemy's head. Yes, that kind of sparkling thing. Too late. Also, I'm wounded, which is the broken heart symbol at the top. It basically just means when you run out of stamina fully, then you will take damage. And by damage I mean a whole bunch of damage. Does he not do this attack? Or was I mistaken? Also, the bees are annoying, or wasp, seeing how aggressive they are. This boss has a lot of annoying mechanics. Bleed so you cannot run out of stamina. Oh yeah, he just did the attack where he stays in midair for a short moment, and if you don't dodge this attack, you're just straight up dead. Maybe not in lower difficulty, but in higher difficulty, you're definitely going to die. 100%. Oh god. Yeah, and like that he goes away. Also, sometimes when you break behemoth parts, you will find gleaming pearls. Basically this season's currency for your hunt pass. Hunt pass is something that I can quickly show. You will collect those pearls, and every 100 pearls you level up your hunt pass. You get platinum. This is the basic hunt pass, the thing where you don't have to pay for. That's the elite hunt pass. Costs like 1,000 platinum, something like 10 euros, $10, whatever. And as you level up your hunt pass, you will get different rewards. And yeah, with those rewards, you can do other stuff. So it's always good to collect that. If you don't collect it at the end of the mission, you will get that, as far as I know. I was too far away. Normally I can get the interrupt on this attack way easier. Like that. He just has to be flying at you and not at someone else, because then you have a lot of trouble with the distance. Also, the wound series goes away once you use a healing potion. Sometimes the wasps are so annoying, or yeah, they need to do something against that, because Normally they shouldn't be able to stagger you that frequently. Oh, he interrupted him. Nice. The thing that I do where I just stand there and charge a few shots, that's something that I found out with Hammer. You can charge multiple shots at a time. So I just charged 4 shots. If I press the trigger once, I instantly release all 4 shots, which gives me the 4-shot range, damage, and all the other stuff without having to sit there and charge it. Pretty useful. You just have to hold to charge your shots, and before you release it, you just roll. If you screw it up and the shot goes off, you just reload and try again. But that's a pretty advanced technique. Okay, now that you know how your weapon works, I should introduce the NPCs. I mean, normally in the along the quest you get to know everyone, but here's your potions guy. He has a potion above his head, so potions guy. Potions, airstrikes, pylons, here's everything. I wanted to try it an airstrike. He doesn't directly have that. I think the first thing that he has is those two, and as you do more quests for him, you'll unlock more and more and more stuff. This is the middleman. He just sells. Always look at him, and he has 3 cells at the top. Currently Guardian Cell, Rage Cell, and Wild Frenzy. Guardian is neat, useful to have, but not really important. Rage can be important if you get it to at least +4, because then it's some decent damage when you're below half health. And Wild Frenzy, more attack speed when at low health. Nice to have, but not really necessary. And then you have Catherine. There's a slight bug currently on PS4 where when you talk to her and directly press circle, your game crashes. So if you talk to her, wait until it loads and then back out. She basically has tutorials on the different weapons. But I mean, those tutorials are so extremely vague, like really, really, really vague. So I'll try to make a rundown on the weapons that I know how to play, but I don't really play all of those weapons. I don't play chainblades and I don't play repeaters. But I mean, repeaters are basically just hold down the trigger and reload when you're close to the enemy. Done. I'll probably explain spear or warpike as the game calls it, and eventually chainblades, but I still need to try around more with it. Sword, I don't know. Okay, so Catherine has some quests, but mainly just a tutorial guy. And then you have Janek, the pistol guy. He gives you the quest for the Austrian repeaters. If he just says Greetings Slayer without anything else, then you need to do his quest or proceed with other quests before you can do his quest. Then you have the most important NPC, the dog that you can pet. Then you have Dr. Priyani, whatever your name is. She has some quests for you, not for me anymore because I already done all her quests, but she does have some quests. Mainly stuff like kill the behemoth with a weapon that has the right element. But yeah. This here is the trials area. You will get a quest somewhere along the line where you just meet her, and at the end of your journey you will get the quest where you beat the trials, because the trials are really hard, like the most endgame thing you can have. Then you have your best friends, the weaponsmith, sells you weapons, of course, and the armorsmith, sells you armor. Pretty self-explanatory. Then you have the lantern guy, sells you lanterns. After you unlock a monster, you need to do something with that monster, or just grab some parts from that monster, and then you will unlock the lantern. My recommendation for a lantern at the start: stick with the recruit lantern if you have problem finding the behemoth, and other than that, just Pangar, because you can instantly restore a quarter of your maximum stamina. So when you're ever sitting there in a Karabakh fight with like almost no stamina, but you need to move or dodge, just hit it and you get some stamina back. The top area is just where there's some of those skulls. If the skull is glowing, collect it. If not, you already collected it. Who else? You have a lot of those boards all over the place, wherever there's a paw symbol, like a golden paw. And also, by the way, there's a compass at the top. If you don't have the compass, that's still a problem with the screen. Like, it just cuts off certain elements. Yeah, they still need to add something where you can adjust your screen size or your screen boundaries. I think that's all the NPCs that you have in the game. Oh wait, I forgot one. One that is pretty much unnecessary, because yeah, you have your menu. Gregario Flint. For one quest you unlock the first thing in your hunt pass. This is the hunt pass guy. If you talk to him, you will open the hunt pass screen. You can also press options and go to the hunt pass. Way easier. Okay, then there is Sayla the Farslayer. You'll get a quest for her at some point, but apart from one quest, she basically doesn't do anything. But your most important ones: Potions guy, the cell guy, the pistol guy, and the two weapon and armor smith. Yeah. I think that's pretty much everything for the first video. I'll try to explain more stuff about, for example, elements, different cells, different mechanics as I try them out more. But for a basic rundown, this is pretty much it. But like I say, go with axe or pretty much anything you feel comfortable with. You don't have to use axe. I'm just recommending it as a good choice because the damage is awesome and you can interrupt behemoth attacks as soon as you get the throw. Like the throw that I have. Because just like the shot, it can interrupt. Yeah, I probably forgot half of the stuff that I wanted to tell, but I'm gonna end it off here because before the part gets hours long. I think it's already an hour long, so see you around and hope you come back to the next video that I make. Bye!